Hi everybody, Erica Corinne here, and today I am coming with another little DIY, which is, I don't know what to call this, a doggy sleeping bag burrowing tube. I don't know. I came up with this because in the summer, so August, yeah, summertime, I went camping with my family, and then when I came home, because I'm lazy, most of my stuff just got thrown on the couch for a little bit. And the sleeping bag was not rolled up, another reason because I'm lazy. And my two dogs started burrowing into the sleeping bag and sleeping in it and snuggling in it to be warmed. Even though, yes, I live in Southern California and it is warmer, both of my dogs are short haired, and even the smallest one, Bob, he has really, really short hair, and even some like really light, almost baldy spots on his head. So, and since he's only like 7.5, 8 pounds, he gets cold a lot easier than my other dog. So he was in there a lot. So we've kept it on the couch. And luckily my sleeping bag will unzip on the other end, and the lengthway will stay zipped. And because first thing I saw that scared me was, so to say this is the zipped end, and then Littlefoot he was inside. He heard something like the fire truck or Bob barking, and he tried to zoom out the other end, and that it wasn't unzipped, so he just had his nose sticking out of like a hole like this, and he was trying to get out. So thank God I was home and I saw him, so I unzipped it and he got out, did whatever he was going to do. But that concerned me. And then if you are familiar with sleeping bags, which a lot of people are, after you like fold them up and you roll them up, they have string at the end to tie it to keep it rolled up. Well, mine is just like an elastic loop, and again, one of them got caught up in that, so that also scared me. And also, Bob likes to chew on zippers, so if I ever want to use that sleeping bag again, even if I try to erase all the other dangers for them, I wouldn't be able to, because eventually he'll just chew on the zipper. Anything hard plastic, he likes to chew on it. So my husband and I talked about it a lot. See, Bob is lying underneath me, shaking right now, even though the sun is coming in and it's slightly warm. Inside the house, he is cold. So I decided, finally, when my husband and I talked about an idea of trying to, first we were just going to get him one of those cat, they almost just look like a big tube that are about this big, that are furry. They're meant for cats to lie in and get warm in. But then we realized both of them wouldn't be able to be in it, and they do both go in there a lot and cuddle together in the sleeping bag. So finally, this morning I went to Ross and I found a blanket, and luckily they have good prices on a lot of their stuff, but I found this one for only $8.98. They reduced it again, so it was on like extra clearance, which was lucky for me, and it's a color I don't mind. I actually really like this color. So this is the project the blanket I did the project out of. So literally I'll show you how I did it, but I literally just sewed down the length so they have an opening to burrow into. I flipped the outside to the inside so it's even fuzzier, and it's still decent, like 4 feet or so. Can't even get it all in the frame. So if you guys want to see how I did it, it's really simple. You can do it if you don't have a sewing machine. It's just going to take a long time to hand stitch all the way down. On my sewing machine, I did it in about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, but it really didn't take any time. And now they have their new little burrowing blanket. I don't know what to call it. So if you want to see how I did this project, stay tuned and I will show you right now. Thanks. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is cut off these tags. I'm going to try to cut off as much as I can because my boys like to chew on almost everything. Try not to cut the fuzz, but that might happen. First I'm going to sew it the long way, which is not stretchy. Boys. So I'm just taking the long way and I'm going to sew all the way down here. I did also get a blanket that wasn't super thick. I do have a pretty decent sewing machine. It is meant for some heavy duties, like I take in my jeans with it, so it does. This shouldn't be too thick for my machine. Okay, I'm sorry if the lighting's a little bad, but I don't have the best lighting in here. Littlefoot is already being interested in the blanket. So, if you're interested, I have a Singer. Let's show you. I have a Singer heavy duty sewing machine that I got a couple years ago for Christmas, thanks to my husband and mother-in-law. So I'm going to set it first on a straight stitch. I usually keep my length at 3 and my width at 0, which is the these two have to do with the distance of the stitch. I'm not the best on everything to know exactly with the sewing machine, but I know how to use one. So with the two ends starting at the top or bottom, whichever you want to see it, the two ends together, I'm going to feed it in. This might be a little too thick. Oh no. Let's see. Then keeping everything with just your hands, because this is a little thick to pin. Just start sewing. Make sure you do a back stitch. The machine is pretty loud, and I'm pretty sure this is making the camera bounce everywhere. So again, I'm just keeping the pieces together. And every time you need to readjust it, make sure the needle stays in the fabric versus out. Make sure you keep it in. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I didn't go off course and didn't catch it, that everything is sealed together just by going down and like pulling the seam apart and making sure it doesn't come open, because if it does come open in any part, knowing my boys, they will find that hole and they will try to squeeze out of it and then get stuck, which is what I'm trying to prevent by making this. Okay, so that looks good. What I want to do to make sure that it stays and is a little bit more durable, I'm going to go back and I'm going to change this to a zigzag stitch, which just helps enforce any sewing project that is going to have some resistance, like that, something that might be constantly pulled on, which with my dogs you never know, so I want to be safe. If you're doing any kind of project that has the fabric has a stretch to it, a zigzag stitch is your friend for that. So with the zigzag stitch, I'm trying to stay as close to the line I already did. And do your back stitch. Now you're done. Okay guys, so there you have it. I have finished sewing and it is all done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully if you guys have any kind of issues needing some warm places for your pets, this will help you for an inexpensive. Like I said, I only spent $9 before taxes on this blanket at Ross. Oh, that lighting, the sun is coming out. So hopefully you have a store like Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. Maybe you find one at Target on super uber duper clearance. Because you never want to spend too much money on something like this, because what's the point of doing a DIY when you're spending too much money? But there it is. I'm going to put it on the couch now, see what the boys like. Probably they're not going to be too happy because right now they're snuggling in a sunbeam. So I'm gonna let them enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and if you guys have any DIYs you want me to do or try to do, or have something in mind that like this where you need a solution, maybe I can help you come up with something and try it myself. And yeah, again, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and bye.